Okay. A little bit different stuff today. Function notation. Hopefully you did a little bit in Algebra 1. So it should just be a little bit of a review. So function notation, the symbol, and I think what they're going for, since I say f of x at the end, is the symbol f of x. And that replaces the, if we consider this like a regular linear equation, or any sort of equation, we replace that with the letter y. So like instead of y equals mx plus b, in function notation you would say f of x equals mx plus b. And you see that like if you're on your TI and you're graphing something, instead of saying y equals, it'll say f of 1 or f of 2. Okay, what we need to focus on today is just solving. So it's going to give you a function, and notice how it changes the letters. It doesn't matter what letter is in front of it. It's always the same idea. So h of x is the same as f of x, same as any letter of x. Okay? So we say h of x equals x squared plus 1 plus x, find h of 5. So how this works is anytime, once we see it's h of 5, we're going to replace any x in our function with the number 5. So we would rewrite this as h5 equals 5 squared plus 1 plus 5. Okay? And then from there, then it's just a matter of simplifying as much as we can. So h of 5 squared is 25 plus 1 plus 5, and then if we just add all that together, we get h of 5 equals 31. And that's our whole thing. Okay? So it's going to give you a function, it's going to give you a value to put into that function, and then you're just going to simplify. So these ones are nice and simple. On the back half, it's a little bit more complicated because you notice it says k of x is x squared minus 2x, and we want to find k when it's 4 plus x. So it's the same basic idea, just a little bit more complicated as far as how we simplify. So we're still going to start with k of, we're going to replace, anytime we see an x in this function, we're going to replace with 4 plus x. So k of 4 plus x is equal to 4 plus x squared. Okay, so so x squared, we replace that x with 4 plus x, still squared, minus 2 times, and then 4 plus x. Okay. So notice what we did. Anytime we had an x in our original function, we just replaced it with 4 plus x. All right, so we do the actual math part. So we're just going to put k of 4 plus x. We would need to do FOIL here. So 4 plus x squared, we can rewrite this as 4 plus x times 4 plus x. And actually, let's work this part out, then we'll come back for the second half here. So if we use FOIL, so we do first, so 4 times 4 is 16. Outer, 4 times x is 4x. Let's do inner. Let's see. That's also 4 plus x. And last, we're out of colors. So x times x is x squared. All right, there you go. So that's just the first half. Then we come back for the second part here. So minus, so we would distribute. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And that whole thing, oops, is k times 4 plus x. Okay. So from here, we can't solve this, right? Because we still have x in here, and we're not going to make this like recursive and go back and do it again. So we're just going to have, an expression on this side. So we're solving in terms of x. So I just want to combine all my terms as best I can. And then we want to keep our order. So we're going to start with our highest exponent and work our way down. So we're going to say final answer. K of 4 plus x. This is not my best 4. Okay, so I only have this 1x squared. And then I have all these x's. So I've got 4x, I've got 4x, and then minus 2x. So 4 plus 4 minus 2 is 6x. And then I just have these constants here. So I have 16 minus 8. So 16 minus 8 is just 8. And then that's what I'm left with. Okay? So these ones are a little bit more complicated, so take your time with that. Okay? Do remember, if you have more than one term in your function, make sure you keep it in parentheses so you don't lose it, because you are going to see a lot of this, like polynomial exponents going to the second power. Ugh. Lose my mind there. Okay. The other thing to keep in mind, so it may have been a while since you've done it. If you look at the first example where it says x squared minus 1, find g of negative 3. So when we do this, so this will be g of x equals, and you have to keep this negative 3 in parentheses. Okay? Especially if you're doing this on a calculator. You shouldn't need a calculator, but if you are, make sure you put this negative 3 in parentheses, because when you square it, remember, a negative times a negative is a positive, so you should not get a negative number right here. So be careful of that. Okay? The other hint I will give you to save you some time here, because you're going to see a lot of like 4 plus x squared. So remember your rule from last year that if you have a plus b squared, that is equivalent to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay? It's going to help you out. Or you can always work it out. You can practice your FOIL. Everyone loves to do FOIL. That's what I tell myself. So try them out. Ask questions if you need to. Okay. Bye.